even when I'm down. Got my head in the clouds and my feet on the ground. I got big dreams. Yeah, we got big dreams here at the Genius Lab. Thanks for tuning in to my podcast today. This is Toby Christensen, and I'm so happy to have you with us. We are here in the Genius Lab studio where we help you realize your greatness. And that's the theme. That is what we do, whether we're recording music, whether we're helping you with your podcast, whether we are doing a jingle for your videos, whatever it is. We are focused on bringing that greatness out in you. And it's a really fun thing to do. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about goal setting and why we do it, what it's for. You know, there's been so much stuff around it with the movie The Secret that came out a long time ago. Some of you might not know what that is, but it was a real breakthrough. It was one of the first alternative kind of mindset movies that really made it huge. I mean, it went ginormous and then fizzled out just as fast because... Never mind. Anyway, they just told part of the story. They forgot the part where you actually have to do something. So all these people were building these vision boards, hanging them up on their wall and watching Captain Kangaroo, wondering why they were going broke and losing their house and they weren't becoming millionaires like all the people on the Secret. And so that's you can have the best plan, but if you don't do anything about it, I mentioned him a million times and I will mention him a million more, Gary Vee. And Gary Vee says, execution is the most important thing. I don't care how good your plan is. I don't care how big your goals are. If you don't get off your ass and do something, nothing's going to happen. Execution is everything. Well, in order to execute, you got to know what you want to do. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I want to talk about goals because, you know, you ask people, well, what are your goals? Oh, my goals are to be the richest man in the world or whatever. You know, really, what are your goals? What do you want to be? What do you want to have happen? What do you want in your life? And there's two things that I would look at, that I look at when I look at goals. I look at things. You know, like I want a completely refurbished, state-of-the-art 1983 911 SC. Okay, Porsche. You know, really cool car, but I don't want the original. I want one that's been gone through from bumper to bumper. That's all state-of-the-art and upgraded. Because I don't want to have cars breaking down on me. And so that's a thing. Right? So then how are you going to get it? How much do they cost? Where do you find them? Blah, blah, blah. You do the research, set up the energy grid for you to be able to create that and bring that into your field. And then there's how do you want to feel and what do you want to be? And I would ask somebody if they would say, I want a new Porsche. Okay, that's great. Why? And that's usually the response I get. Huh? Because they're a cool car. Well, what do you hope to get from it? You know, because the thing that I realize is that people want stuff so that because they think it's going to make them feel a certain way. I've never talked to one executive who said, yeah, I wanted to become a senior vice president so that I can work 90 hours a week, never see my family, eat junk food in my office, and get yelled at by my clients because I'm not doing a good enough job. No. They want to be executive vice president because it makes them feel powerful. It makes them feel accomplished. It makes them feel recognized. It feeds their ego, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. But the real reason that you want the thing is what you want to think about. Okay? Hope I'm not confusing you too much. When you set a goal, it's usually in alignment with something that you already have in process. In other words, if it's a promotion, you've already got a job with a company that you like, or maybe it's getting a new job because you like what you do, but you don't like the company you're in. Whatever it is, it's usually something that you're aware of. And what you're doing with your goal is you're taking it to an elevated state of what already is. Okay?
I know that I've got a friend who's an investment banker, and he loves investment banking. I mean, he's passionate about it. And so he's setting these goals of becoming a VC because he wants to take his investment banking to a whole nother level. The thing about goals is the purpose of a goal is to get your mind off of what I've called in the past the power negative aspect, or the not helpful things, and focus your mind and your intention and your actions towards the power positive or helpful things that are in your life. And when you focus, let's say you have a goal to be in a certain kind of relationship. Okay, maybe that's because you've seen someone in that kind of a relationship, or you've actually been there yourself, and you realize the positive aspects of this particular type of relationship, and you recognize the not helpful or negative parts, and what your goal is to emphasize the power positive aspects of the relationship so that your life is enhanced and it brings you a greater joy, happiness, and allows you to share your success and your well-being with someone who you love. Wow, how cool is that? So the thing that I work with my coaching clients is, if we're going to set some goals, let's not just randomly start naming stuff, because if I talk about, okay, so what are your goals, or what do you want your goals to be? And blah, 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 and people just start rattling stuff off. It's like, okay, there's been no thought put into this. So let's sit back and really look at what you really want. Okay. And so what I would recommend is take a piece of paper and start to journal your visualization. Okay, let's say you want the vintage, 83 Porsche, right? Totally rebuilt, totally refurbished, state of the art. Okay, now what are you going to do with that car once you get it? Well, you can, take your significant other on a drive through the countryside, or do a cross-country trip, or go out to the track and race. Start to journal about what it is that you want to create. What are the things that you want to get from it, and how do you want to feel while you're in it? And what you might decide as you're journaling is, oh, wait a minute, you know what? I really don't want this. What I really want is a Lamborghini Aventador. Because I want another 700 horsepower, and I want to be as loud as a jet plane, and I want to go 250 miles an hour and be in Lamborghini land. So by journaling, you're getting really clear on why you want, what you hope to get from it, and you're visualizing yourself in it. We've talked a bunch in previous podcasts about visualization. And so, the thing that's important is look at the vision, look at the why, and all of a sudden your goal that is reachable will really come into play. One of the things that I've had happen for years in my own life is I would set goals and they would never come true. I mean, January was always the most disappointing month because I look back on the year and not a damn thing happened that I wanted to have happen the previous January. So I started thinking, okay, so what is happening? What's going wrong? Why am I not doing this? And what I realized was that, first of all, I was just throwing out random things that would be cool to have, but there was no thought in it. There was no valuing the benefit of it on levels other than just to create something or just to produce something. And sometimes I'm not dissing people that just want to have stuff, because sometimes part of our personal power is expressed through manifestation. I've got a really good friend, makes a ton of money, always buying toys, always sharing his toys with his friends, come on out, let's go out in the boat, and then we'll go snowmobile riding, and then we'll, one thing after another. And and it's not from like this egomaniac kind of thing. It's that he gets great joy out of helping people be happy. And because he has a knack for making money, it's a vibration, it's an energy that he's connected to. It's very easy for him. Then what he does is he takes that ability to make money, buys lots of toys, and then invites his friends up to have fun with his toys. And it's really cool to see that. So when he sets goals, he's looking at how he can, it's not about the thing that he wants. It's about how can I make my friends happy and how can I give my friends and my family an experience that will enrich their lives. So it's pretty fun. Now, the other thing that is important to think about when you're creating goals is there's a saying that I hear all too often that I would just as soon not hear. I'm going to adjust my microphone here, so if it sounds weird, just ignore me. There we go. Sorry. And that is, be careful what you ask for. Now, that is the biggest bunch of crap that I've ever heard, right? That is complete BS. Ask for what you want. I mean, that's the whole thing. I love, especially in the New Age community, you hear these teachers going, we live in an abundant universe where we can create anything. We are unlimited in our capacity to, all this stuff. And they're talking all good and power and all this. And then they come up with that stupid statement. But be careful what you ask for. Don't be careful what you ask for. Ask for what you want, but do it intelligently. Do it strategically. Do it with intention. Do it with passion, right? Ask for what you want and ask it to come effortlessly and delightfully. No, you do not. This just kills me. You do not have to learn a lesson before you can advance. It's like somehow built into the psyche of manifestation is this like, you've got to suffer some kind of terrible downtrodden situation before you can have something good. Bullshit. Ask stuff to come effortlessly and delightfully, and you don't have to learn a lesson. If you get it and you don't want it anymore, you can give it away or give it back. Okay. I had a business associate when I was in Portland, Oregon, when I had my restaurant and coffee bars there. This was back in the mortgage house collapse, mortgage collapse days. And as the bubble was getting ready to burst, people were making ridiculous amounts of money selling bundled mortgages. And this guy was making millions and millions and millions of dollars. And he was in his early 30s. He had the world by the tail. So he bought a jet. And, the jet was really cool. And he's like, man, I'm groovy. I have a jet. And then he realized, to moor the jet and to maintain the jet was about $1.3 million a year. And he's like, well, I don't want to spend $1.5 million a year just to have the jet sitting here. That's not even flying it anywhere. That's a waste of money. I really, now that I have it, I don't really want it the way I thought I did. So basically what happened is by getting his dream, by creating his goal and manifesting it, he learned that really wasn't what he wanted. So what did he do? He called a leasing company, sold his jet to the leasing company, and now he buys time on the jets, so he doesn't have to maintain it. He doesn't have to moor it. He just has, he's with NetJets or something. He has this little magic card that he calls up and books a flight, and guess what? He has access to the private jet in the financial situation that he wants to be in. So, dream big, set your goals, look at why you want them, connect to the feeling of what they provide, and by all means, keep looking up. Achieve those goals, manifest, and have fun.